Welcome to the Shango Diaries, written by Madison, where love gets messy, the past never really stays in the past, and the heart wants what it wants, even when the mind says nah. It's real, it's raw, and it's got all the highs, lows, late night texts, and unanswered questions that come with falling hard for someone who might not be ready to catch you. So, press play, get comfortable, and step into Monica's world, where passion and chaos go hand in hand, and the truth, well, it's complicated. This is the Shango Diaries. Let's get into it. They say healing isn't linear, but sometimes it feels like I've been circling the same block in the hills, too high and hope too heavy. Episode 25. Woo! This one hits differently. It's the chapter where you finally stop texting first. The night you delete the thread but keep the screenshots. It is the moment you realize maybe it was never about the love. Maybe it was about the lesson. So, grab your wine, your journal, or your favorite hoodie, because this one right here, man, we're going deep. This is for the girl who gave too much, stayed too long, and is finally choosing herself. Welcome back to the Shango Diaries, where we love out loud, cry in private, and always, always keep it real. Come on, let's do this.
Welcome. Today we're looking back at something pretty unique. Episode 25 of the Shango Diaries by Madison. It's like a time capsule of online dating, but from 2008.
Yeah, it really is. And what we're working with here is this set of emails between, well, Shango, Monica's Madison, the author, and also this woman, Mary, from the Scientology Center.
Yeah.
It's fascinating just seeing how they communicated back then.
Totally. And what jumps out immediately, for me anyway, is just the wild range in these emails. Like 1 minute, it's super intense, really personal, almost demanding. And the next, it's like straight up business negotiation, really sharp. It's quite a switch up, shows different sides, you know?
It really does. And you have to remember, 2008, that was different. Social media wasn't everywhere like it is now. Email was, well, it was a main channel, sometimes really unfiltered.
Right, less polished maybe than what we craft now.
Exactly. So you get this like direct window into things.
Okay, so that's what we want to do today. Really get into these emails, pull out the key bits, try to understand the dynamics going on between them, and watch how the tone just shifts, sometimes really abruptly.
Yeah, you'll see it go from this like intense desire and these heavy expectations to, well, sorting out business deals, and then suddenly it's about life at home and some pretty playful arguments too. It's like a whole relationship playing out in fast forward just through email.
Okay, let's dive in then. It starts with this email from Shango to Monica. It's Tuesday, May 20th, 2008, super early, like 5:30 a.m.
And the subject line kind of gives it away, right? I know I want.
Yeah, sets the stage.
It really does. And the first word, you, all caps, bang. You know exactly where this is going. Intense focus right from the start.
Out of the gate. And then he just launches into this really explicit description of what he wants when she arrives. I mean, quote, walk in, strip naked, put on whatever heels you see that look good on your ass. Have a mini jump off that makes you wet, thinking of how good your dick will feel anywhere you put it, and walk into your man and give me what's mine.
Wow. Yeah, it's very direct. It's almost performative, isn't it? This declaration of desire, demanding that immediate physical connection. No ambiguity there at all.
None.
And then there's that bit about the scream that DOG will be introduced to and remember for the rest of her life. It's certainly dramatic.
Definitely dramatic entrance planned. It's demanding, yeah, passionate, very sexual, and all, like you said, theatrical, especially that line about the dog, D-O-G.
But then it just pivots, doesn't it?
Completely. It flips from that raw physical thing to this, like, a list of very specific, almost like contractual things he expects. It's kind of jarring.
It is. Like going from 0 to 60, but in a totally different direction, from passion to, like, partner requirements.
Exactly. He lists them out. I know I want you to work my deals, build my website, love our dog, and this home as yours, mine and ours, be my lover, at my side, making me better than I dreamed, and happy belong to me 24/7, 350.
That last part, happy to belong to me 24/7, 350. That really jumps out.
Yeah.
That language belong to me. It's so possessive. And then mixed with this super precise time frame. 24/7, okay, but 350 days a year.
Like a relationship service level agreement. You get, what, 2 weeks off for disagreements? Bad days. It's bizarre.
It really is. It suggests this need for control, for structure, even in a relationship. And it's not just emotional stuff. It's practical roles, too. Work my deals, build the website alongside the lover part. It's a whole package deal he's demanding.
And the sign-off, just get your ass here. Short, sharp, commanding. Sums up the whole vibe, really.
Yeah, forceful. Leaves no room for negotiation on that front. So you have this really intense opening message. Passion, sex, demand, structure.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It sets a very specific dynamic.
Like it really does. Establishes his presence, his expectations, boom.
But what's wild is how quickly the whole conversation shifts gears. Like almost immediately.
Yeah, because the next day, we get an email, but it's from Mary, the Scientology Center contact, to Monica, and it's about a recording project for Shango. Totally different world.
Right. Tone completely flips.
Yeah.
Professional negotiation time. Mary wants to talk about an alternate possibility for the recording.
And Monica replies the day after that, May 22nd. She's all business, confirms they talked, gets right to the point, needs the book copy before Shango leaves Monday, and confirms the payment. Super clear. $1,200 to this project, guaranteed.
See, Monica totally shifts modes. No trace of the intensity from Shango's email. She's focused, professional, stating the fee like it's already settled. Done deal.
She's very firm. And Mary's response is where the negotiation starts. She tries to justify maybe paying less.
Yeah, she breaks it down right. $300 per 9,000 words. Says the story is 31,000 words, so that math makes it like $1,000.
But then she says Shango will probably only record, 25,000 words anyway, so trying to base the pay on that estimate.
Classic move. Trying to chip away at the price based on a technicality or an estimate.
But Monica, she doesn't bite. Her reply comes like an hour later. It's brilliant. No long argument.
Nope. Just straight up. Thanks, but he'll take another job and stay in New York.
Boom! That's power negotiating right there. She knows his value. She's not blinking. Basically says, meet the price or we walk.
And guess what? It works. Like clockwork. Less than 2 hours later, Mary emails back. Simple thanks. Then, I definitely want him for this project. If he wants to do it for a $1,200 minimum, then I'll work this out.
She caves. Admits her first email was just based on the rate calculation, but says, I can make $1,200 work, though.
Yeah. So just like that, Monica locks in the original fee.
Yeah.
Just by standing firm and being ready to walk away. It's impressive.
Totally. Shows a completely different side to her, right? Compared to how she might be positioned in Shango's initial email. Here, she's the savvy business manager, totally in control.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we've gone from intense personal demands to this really sharp professional back and forth. But doesn't stay there either. Shango emails next. Subject, LA info.
Ah, yes, the logistics email. Much more down to earth. Travel plans. When he's going, staying with Albert initially.
Right. Best way to reach him, cell phone, remember the time difference.
Yeah.
Studio schedule for Monday, Tuesday. Practical stuff.
And he throws in that little detail about his shirt guy in LA.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Although he owes me $75. Like a little aside about everyday money stuff mixed in with the big plans.
Yeah, exactly. And he mentions maybe staying for Scott's party Sunday night. Maybe not. Who knows? But probably not. A little bit of uncertainty there.
And then right at the very end, after all the flight times and contacts, what does he add?
Your ass is so sexy.
Just like that. Total non sequitur. After all the practical stuff, bam, back to the physical attraction.
It snaps you right back, doesn't it? Like, oh yeah, that's still going on underneath all the travel plans and work stuff.
Keeps that personal connection simmering. Okay, so after Shango's info, Monica emails Mary again. This is Friday, May 23rd, formalizing the deal.
Right, locking it down. Monica playing the professional agent role again. Restates the agreement. Shango narrates the ultimate adventure. Fee is $1,200 starting Monday.
And she's specific about getting paid.
Okay.
Wants it no later than Tuesday, May 27th. Trying for a quick payment.
Yeah, which turns out to be a sticking point. She also clarifies other bits, like the making of is between him and Mary, his phone patch details, studio arrival, assuming someone will guide him. Signs off formally, regards M. Madison. Crisp, professional.
Mary replies pretty quick, about 30 minutes later, confirms the $1,200, okay, but then payment timing.
Right. She explains their system. Checks go out once a week on Thursdays, so the earliest he could get it is actually Saturday, June 1st.
So a slight pushback on Monica's Tuesday request, just explaining their process. She confirms it's narration only, script will be clear, standard stuff.
And she attaches the contract, asks for a bioform headshot waiver for the making of, filming, the usual paperwork, asks Monica to check the contract.
Just sorting out the details now. It shows Mary's on board with the price, but managing the practical side, the admin.
And Monica's final email to Mary on this is later that evening. Short and sweet.
Yeah, basically says okay to the Saturday 11 a.m. payment pickup, but notes his flight is at 1 p.m., cutting it fine.
Right. And confirms the making of. Stuff can be sorted with Shango when he gets there. Done. Everything's buttoned up.
So that whole business negotiation thread is wrapped up. Monica handled it really effectively. Firm, clear, got the logistics sorted under pressure.
But like you said, the story doesn't end there. The tone, it shifts again.
Oh, yeah. Big time.
Yeah.
After all that business with Mary is settled, Monica emails Shango Friday night, and the vibe is just different, softer.
Definitely. Start simple. Thank you for the info. Polite. A world away from Shango's first email, you know?
Totally. And then she gets playful. Tells him, do try to stay away from the shirt guy. You have enough clothes. Adds, and do try your best to stay out of trouble.
It's kind of teasing, right? But also caring. Almost like maternal. Worrying about his shopping, keeping him in line while he's away.
Yeah, it feels much more like a partner checking in. Relaxed, domestic kind of concern. Back from business mode.
And then later that same night, another one for Monica. Subject, Miss DOG.
Ah, the puppy update. This is pure domestic life. Anyone who's had a puppy gets this.
Totally relatable. She's so proud. DOG did her business outside, numbers 1 and 2. Loves the grass. Went straight to the crate. Big milestone.
It's a proper pet parent text, just in email form. And she hopes they can keep it going, which means remove the towel. Ends it with, love you like crazy, M.
Yeah.
It's affectionate, totally focused on their shared life, the puppy.
Yeah, complete shift. Soft, loving, grounded after all the intensity and the business stuff. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay, so Shango gets these 2 emails and replies just after midnight, early Saturday morning, and he bounces right back between the topics.
He does. Starts with the dog. I will remove the towel and get to the box of sap. Okay, practical puppy duty acknowledged.
Then pivots straight to thanking her for the help with Mary, but adds that little comment.
Yeah.
And her crazy ass.
Yeah. Yeah, that little aside about the negotiation partner. Very casual, like an inside joke.
And then, boom, right back to the shirt she teased him about. Don't you think I could use just 2 more shirts as a gift to myself for the hard recording I'm about to do? If I get the $75 credit from the tailor?
Huh. He's totally pushing back playfully there, trying to justify it, link it to work, the money he's owed. He heard her teasing loud and clear.
Oh, yeah, he's engaging right back. And how does he end that email?
Uh-oh. Get ready to rotate.
Yep. The playful teasing suddenly gets a lot more provocative, explicit edge there.
And Monica responds Saturday morning, picks right up on it, starts nice enough, acknowledges his thank you. Thank you. See, I am a thank you person.
A little bit of lighthearted self-praise there. Then she throws in a comment about the Mary deal. This could have transpired much smoother. Seems like she still thought Mary made it harder than it needed to be.
Yeah, a little lingering feeling there. Gives him an update on her train plans, and then dives right back into the shirt debate.
She doesn't let it go. Now, do you really need 2 more shirts? BTW, how much is 1 shirt? Still teasing him, keeping that thread going.
Definitely. And then mirroring his rotate, she throws her own line back.
She does. Sue, ready to rotate for you. While you're away, do not forget that your girls will be at home waiting for you.
So it's this playful, kind of competitive, pretty explicit back and forth they've got going. Seems like they're comfortable with that kind of banter.
Yeah, definitely a specific style. But then later that same day, another email from Monica. Subject, no demands. And this one feels different again.
Yeah, the tone shifts. It feels a bit pointed, maybe. Starts with, just because I'm a compromising woman, I will make no demands on your dick tomorrow before you leave for an entire week in L.A.
That compromising woman bit sounds a little sarcastic, maybe. Or maybe like passive-aggressive.
Could be. And then she adds, I guess it's really not my dick after all. It touches on that control theme again, maybe ownership. Maybe just feeling weird about him leaving for a week. Or maybe it's a direct reaction to his whole rotate thing.
It feels like maybe some vulnerabilities coming out, but wrapped in sarcasm. Like she's challenging the power dynamic around their intimacy, maybe feeling a bit powerless because he's leaving, or maybe pushing back against his demanding tone earlier.
And Shango's reply, super fast, less than an hour later. And he calls her out immediately.
He does. How cute. A hillbilly version of passive-aggressive. Don't even try it.
Whoa, hillbilly. That's kind of harsh, even if it's meant playfully.
Yeah.
Dismissive.
Yeah, he definitely escalates things. And then he throws her own word back, but amps it up. Rotate. Heifer. With the misspelling and everything.
Okay, Monica is not having that. Her reply is even faster. Like minutes later, she fires back on 2 points straight away.
Point by point.
Mm-hmm.
1. You get one more time to refer me as hillbilly.
Uh-huh.
Setting a boundary.
10. The correct spelling is heifer. She corrects his spelling right in the middle of the argument.
That's classic. Such a power move, right?
Yeah.
Like intellectual one-upmanship while they're having this personal clash.
Totally. And then she delivers the punchline, mirroring the kind of explicit language he used way back in that first email.
Yeah. 3. I got something for you to rotate on. Let's see if you can inhale.
Whoa! Direct challenge thrown right back. Explicit. Strong.
So this whole exchange, the hillbilly comment, the rotate heifer, her spelling correction, the explicit comeback, it just perfectly captures how they seem to argue, or at least banter intensely. Playful but sharp, challenging each other, using provocative language, pushing buttons seems like part of their thing.
And Shango gets the last word in this round. He doubles down.
Yep. Now, what's wrong with that sentence, you hillbilly? Go to typeandspeakcorrectly.com and get your ass straight.
So he sticks with the hillbilly jab, uses her correction against her, adds that fake website. It's still teasing, but definitely sharp.
And then just stops it cold. Gotta go back, Jeeger! Leaves it on that kind of growling, maybe playful, maybe frustrated note. Argument over, time to pack. These last few emails show a completely different energy again.
Totally. It reveals this comfort level they have with, well, conflict, teasing, explicit talk. It seems like a big part of how they connect, that sharp back and forth.
Yeah, they seem to almost enjoy it. Okay, and then the very last email we have for this period. It's from Monica, but to her best friend, Todd. This is Monday morning, May 26th. Shango's presumably left for LA by now.
And the tone, completely different. Again, it's warm, friendly, totally relaxed. Subject is just Brooklyn.
And she's inviting Todd over to Shango's place. Hey, looks like it's going to be a gorgeous day. We can cook outside or whatever. Gives him our numbers, ends with, can't wait to see you.
Sent right after Shango leaves. It really highlights how quickly her focus shifts, doesn't it? That intense dynamic with Shango is like immediately paused. Now she's making easy plans with a friend, inviting him into the space she shares with Shango.
It's such a stark contrast. Shows the different layers of her life, you know, the demanding relationship, the business side, the domestic stuff, the arguments, and then this relaxed social life that clicks right back into place when he's gone.
Wow. So, yeah, looking back over just these few days of emails from the Shango Diaries, it's been a real trip.
It really has.
We went from that incredibly intense first email, the demands, the life plan, then straight into that sharp business negotiation.
The logistics, the puppy updates.
Right, the domestic stuff, then all that playful, explicit teasing, the whole rotate argument.
The passive-aggressive moment, the quick comeback.
And then ending with that glimpse of her life, picking right back up with her friend Todd the second Shango's out the door.
It's amazing how much you can see in just a handful of emails from 2008. It tells you so much about them, their relationship right then. It was just incredibly multifaceted.
Yeah, you had the passion, the power plays, both personal and professional, Monica's business smarts, the everyday routine, and that real comfort with arguing and using explicit language.
You see Shango's whole demanding persona right up front. But you also see Monica switch from dealing with that tone, maybe, to being this super effective negotiator.
Yeah, and her softer side, too, the enough clothes comment, worrying about DOG, and then her playful, challenging side in those arguments.
And those little details, they really stick with you, don't they?
Total.
Like Shango's 24/7 350 plan, the 2 weeks off, the mini jump off, and the screen for the dog, the whole back and forth over the $1,200 for the audiobook, Monica standing firm, Mary's math, Mary giving in.
The shirt guy owing $75. The travel plans, maybe Scott's party, maybe not. Monica calling out the hillbilly passive-aggressive thing, the rotate heifer, and the spelling correction.
DOG's big success, the typeandspeakcorrectly.com joke. And that final, simple invitation to Todd. It paints such a vivid picture.
It really does, and it makes you think, how different is communication now? These were emails, a bit slower than text maybe, but it still felt really raw sometimes.
Yeah, how does this compare to how we interact today? Quick texts, curated Instagram feeds, dating apps. Do we see this much range, this much conflict maybe laid bare?
It's a good question. How much of the complexity and the contradictions in our own relationships actually comes through in our digital trails today. How much gets hidden?
These emails are just a great reminder that relationships and how we talk within them, they're rarely just one thing, are they? They're this mix of business, passion, routine, arguments, playfulness, constantly shifting.
Definitely something to think about next time you're firing off a text. Thanks for exploring this slice of the Shango Diaries with us.
So, here we are. Another email entry, sealed in truth and kissed with clarity. If you felt this one right here in your chest, good. That means you're healing. And if you're still loving someone who doesn't know what to do with a woman like you, baby, maybe it's time to stop shrinking for someone who never had the range. You don't need closure, you need peace. And peace starts with choosing you. I am M. Madison, and this has been the Shango Diaries. Until next time, tell your story, own your power, and never, ever forget who the hell you are.